Hi grade 10s. This video will show you how to draw an image in a plane mirror. So we say a plane mirror because this mirror is straight. We are going to follow these steps to draw the image of this pen in the mirror. The first thing we're going to do is pick a point on the object, and we have our ruler and protractor ready to go. We're going to pick a point on that object. So I'm going to pick the tip of the pen, and then I'm going to draw two incident light rays from that spot. Now it doesn't really matter what angle I choose, because when light from a light source hits this pen, the reflected rays are going to radiate in all different directions. But because the eye is here, I'm going to aim in this general direction so that the light rays somewhat go towards the person's eye. So I'm going to draw one from the tip of the pen to the mirror here. Remember that when you're drawing with the ray diagram model, you have to use an arrow to indicate that it's a light ray, otherwise it's just a line. And maybe the other one will be, and I'll color code so that I can tell the difference. The other light ray will be here. Okay, so for that first light ray, I'm gonna make sure I put arrows on both light rays. So the first incident light ray, the next step is to draw the normal line. Now the normal line is a line that is 90 degrees to the mirror surface. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to estimate what's 90 degrees to the surface that intersects the point where the incident line touches the mirror. And I'm going to take a pencil and draw that. You might have multiple normals. You'll have one normal for every incident light ray, so it gets kind of messy, so I highly suggest doing that in pencil in a light color. Then we're going to take our protractor and we're going to measure the angle between the normal and the first incident light ray. Remember that it's between the normal and the incident light ray, and not the angle between the mirror and the incident light ray. So we're going to take our protractor and we're going to, because we want to start from 0, either on this side or the other side, I'm going to actually flip my protractor so that the notch is intersecting with the intersection point of the normal and the incident light ray. And I can see that my incident light ray is exactly 20 degrees. So I'm going to label that here. That angle here is 20 degrees. And then I'm going to take that protractor and I'm going to flip it to the other side. And I want a 20-degree angle above the normal. So I'm taking the notch of the protractor and I match it with the intersection point of the normal and the mirror. And then I'm going to mark 20 degrees above. And then I'm going to take my ruler and connect that dot that marks the 20-degree mark with the intersection here. I'm going to do it in my fuchsia color. And that is the reflected light ray. So this first one is the incident light ray, then it reflects, now it becomes the reflected light ray. Then the next step is, and this is based on the law of reflection, the next step is I'm going to project that line back. So our brain is going to see that mirror, that reflected light ray, and assume that it is coming back from here because our brain knows that light travels in a straight line. So when it's a projected light ray and not a real light ray, we're going to do it dotted. Just so that you can just see it enough. We're going to do the same steps for the second incident light ray. And just check for a different color. Okay, So for that second incident light ray, that I'm going to make it a bit darker so you can see it, that mauve purple. I do my incident light ray. I'm going to draw my normal line. Measure my angle, my incident angle, that is exactly 10 degrees. Wow, I got exactly 20 degrees first and then exactly 10 degrees. I'm going to flip that protractor. So I'm drawing an angle just above the normal, that's 10 degrees because of the law of reflection. Angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. So I did the 10-degree notch, and I'm going to use the protractor to connect that intersection point of the normal in the mirror to that 10-degree notch. And that is my second light rays reflected ray. Then I'm going to take that, light ray and project it back. And the top of this pen is going to be located at the intersection of the two projected lines. So with my pencil, I'm going to draw a dot that represents the top of that pen. I'm going to do this also for the bottom of the pen. So I'm going to choose my two light rays, and it doesn't really matter what angle that I choose, but I'm going to roughly point them so that the reflected rays are up towards the eye. Okay, so incident ray, normal line, protractor for finding the angle. And that is 15 degrees. 15 degrees. Now I'm going to flip my protractor and measure 15 degrees on the other side of the normal. 15 degrees. So my reflected light ray is up towards here. And then project the reflected light ray back. I'm going to do that for a second incident ray. Drawing the line, remember to draw the arrows. Draw the normal. Measure the angle. So that is 34 degrees below. So I'm going to draw 34 degrees above. So that is my reflected light ray of my second light ray, and then I want to project that backwards. As best you can. Hopefully you can see that mauve line. It's running out of ink a little bit. Okay, so now we look at the intersection of those projected lines, and that's the bottom of the pen. And we know that the characteristics of an image in a plane mirror are that it's the same size. The image is the same size as the object. We know it's also upright, so it hasn't been vertically flipped, but it's laterally inverted. So laterally inverted, horizontally. And we know that the location is beyond the mirror the same distance away as the object is to the mirror. And then we know the type is virtual. And we had these projected light rays telling us that it was virtual. So now that we know the top and the bottom of the pen, we are going to kind of freehand the pen. And you don't have to be an artist, as you can tell that I am not. You don't have to be an artist here, but what you want to do is show those properties, the S of the image that you know that you should expect for this type of problem with a plane mirror. So attitude, you want to show that it's upright but laterally inverted. So if we see any asymmetry in the object, like this clip here, oops, you want to show that on this side here. So you're going to show a blue pen cap that has the clip on that side. Maybe use color if that makes you happy. And then that is how you draw an image in a plane mirror.